Hello and welcome to another video from Everything a Car. My name is Orekuse Monye. Today I want to talk you through some of the things you'll find on typical Nigerian roads. Yes, today we're kind of veering off a little bit from what we normally do. This will be a fun video, so relax, watch to the end and share this video with family and friends. Now let's get into the video. As you can see, one main feature of Nigerian roads is potholes. Bad road is a major feature, like you can't run away from it. It's all over the place. Now watch this very carefully. You see the middle of your screen, see that bike and the car, the RAV4. Watch what is going to happen. Did you see that? The guy driving the car straight away trafficated and turned, so he wasn't even looking at his side mirror. That's one thing that you notice a lot. I notice it a lot. In fact, people might as well not have side mirrors because they really don't use it. Come on, like an accident could have just happened. The bike man is not even wearing any protective stuff. There's no helmet, nothing. So if that car just crashed into him, imagine the fatality. In that case, I think the bike man was quite close to the car, but the person driving the car was definitely wrong. When I was learning to drive, there is something that I was taught. It's called MSM, and that stands for mirror, signal, maneuver. Yes, so you check your mirrors first to see that it's clear, then you signal, then you maneuver. So that guy should have checked his mirror. He would have seen that that bike was there. He would have allowed the bike go past first, then signal, and then you turn. Did I mention potholes? Have I mentioned potholes already? I don't need to tell you now. You already know that potholes, bad road. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. Bad road is just a normal feature. Another thing you will notice is markets. Along the road, you will find a lot of markets. The people living in nearby villages, they usually bring their goods to the expressway and start selling on the roadside. Another thing you will see, another feature of Nigerian roads is checkpoints. Yes, checkpoints. Sometimes it's the police, sometimes it's the military, sometimes it's Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC. Yeah, so sometimes you have those ones. So yeah, that's a major feature you will find on Nigerian roads, checkpoints. So don't be surprised if you see, logs of wood, tires, drums, and uniform people standing on the roads. These are checkpoints. Another thing you will find is a lot of bikes, motorcycles. This is one of the top means of transportation in most areas across Nigeria. See this guy now. This guy is flashing me. There's something I want to talk about. In different places, different signals mean different things. Normally, if someone is flashing you, in the UK for example, if someone flashes you, that means they are saying you can go ahead. They're either telling you to go ahead, or they are thanking you for allowing them go ahead, maybe for giving them way. So they flash you or use the hazard light as a means of thank you. So if you're behind them, they use a hazard light to thank you. If you're in front of them, they might flash you to thank you. But predominantly, if you're in front of them, they might flash you to say, come, like they're giving you way, as in you go ahead. I noticed that in Nigeria, it's kind of the opposite. When they flash you in Nigeria, they're actually telling you to wait for them, or they're telling you that they are going, or they're just telling you that they are there. So they're expecting you to give way. Remember I said in the UK, when they flash you, is to allow you, that means they're giving you way. But in Nigeria, it's the opposite. When they flash you, it means they are going ahead. So they're expecting you to stop. So when they flash you, or sometimes they use their horn, they are trying to almost bully you out of the way, or telling you that they are going ahead, so you better you better be careful. Hey, go be careful now, expressing they go. Also, you will notice that people don't really signal as much. In fact, it's just I don't want this to be like a complaint video. It's just kind of an observation and kind of to prepare you in case you are outside the country, so that some of these things will not surprise you. You just already kind of get used to it when you get there. Do you see that bike guy? He just expects you to stop. Yeah, he just expects that you will stop. Like, he's just first to go. It's like first to go. There's no real guidance as to who has the right of way. You know, over in other places they have what they call right of way, but there is first to go. Anyway, let's go ahead. So ahead, let's go on. So hopefully you're already picking up some things. You can see that the people are hawking stuff as well. So that's another thing you see, people selling stuff. Actually, that's a major difference. I'm trying to help you guys so that you don't have too much culture shock, you know, especially for foreigners or people who don't live in Nigeria. So yes, you have a lot of people hawking on the road, especially where the road is bad, there are no cars, you slow down. So you have people hawking all manner of stuff, from snacks to electronics to furniture to paintings to artwork, all manner of stuff. You can buy almost anything on the roads. This is a main express way, so you might not find as much on this main expressway, but within a town, you know, obviously the cars drive a lot slower compared to expressway. That's where you really have a lot of people selling stuff. So yes, if you're buying from those people, they are very athletic, so have your money ready. If possible, have your change ready. Buy what you need, respect them, look after them, get what you need, and you know, life goes on. Another thing you notice is a lot of signboards. That's definitely one thing I noticed as well. A lot of signboards, like signposts, like billboards, but smaller billboards everywhere, like billboards, especially when maybe an election is coming up. We're in 2022 now, there'll be an election next year. Oh my god, the signboards are going to increase by times hundreds. There's going to be signboards everywhere of political stuff. Most of the signboards you see are churches, political stuff, offices, schools, all that kind of stuff. But I think a majority of them will be churches and political stuff. So religion and politics. Yeah, that's Nigeria for you. The things that people are involved in the most is, you can actually know by looking at the signboards. It's like when I went to America. When I went to America, I saw a lot of signboards about lawyers, about law firms, saying, oh, if you want to sue somebody, if you've been defamed, for all that kind of stuff, if you need an attorney, a solicitor, all that. So a lot of the signboards I saw was predominantly for the legal industry, like the legal sector, law kind of stuff. So you can see that it's reflective of the American society. They sue each other a lot. They sue people, companies, entities. There's so much like lawsuits going on there. So you can see why there's a massive industry, you know, for lawyers and, you know, legal services. And you can see that from the signboards. That makes me reach a conclusion that from the signboards you can know where the people's attention is. So in Nigeria, for example, what you will see is religion and politics. This one, I never expected it. I never expected that I would find people selling goods on the expressway in this form. So this one was a surprise to me. So, well, add it to the list. Something you might expect to see on the road. Livestock. So goats. I think I also saw in another place chickens and stuff like that. So you can actually stop, buy your goats, take it home, and make your goat pepper soup. Motorbikes are actually for commercial transportation. I don't know if I've mentioned this. They're actually for commercial transportation. Just the way you get a taxi, that's how we get bikes. Yes, another thing you will see a lot is petrol stations. petrol stations, a lot of them on the expressway. You can also see here there's a lot of doors and gates. This one is a regular feature on expressways. I think they just display them there. Whether they have their shops there, I'm not too sure, but they definitely use the expressways to display their doors, ironworks, the gates, all that kind of stuff. Protectors, what we call protectors. Those are just security bars that they put on windows and on doors. We call them protectors. Another thing you will find is plantations. So in this case, palm kernel plantation. Yeah, you find them on the expressway as well. What you also find is a lot of abandoned buildings, abandoned construction. So that are uncompleted buildings. So as you're seeing that one, it may have been like that for the past 10 years, and it may be like that for the next 10 years as well. Another thing you find will be some fine houses, new houses. For some reason, there's always, these random houses that just pop up on the expressway. I don't know how this will survive with all the noise of cars, on the expressway. I wouldn't like to build any house. Maybe except it's an office or a corporate building. Like, why would anyone want to live next to an expressway? I don't know. Maybe that's where they find land to buy. Another feature is parks, motor parks. So usually when you get to a town, they'll have a junction where you have a road that goes into the town, and close to that junction you have a motor park. From that motor park you can go to neighboring towns and cities. Yeah, bikes. Do you see a lot of bikes now? This is a sign that we're in a town. So all these bikes are commercial. People use them. They hail the bikes. The way you hail like a black cab in London, for example, the way you hail a taxi in New York, for example. This is how we hail bikes over here. These are major means of transport. So you can see the tricycle I was talking about earlier on. We call them keke. Yeah. So this is another market on the main road. Oh, accidents is irregular. I don't think you can drive on any long stretch of expressway without finding accidents, one accident or the other. I think that one is a common thing to see. Another feature you will see is overloaded cars. Yeah, the boot is not usually enough. The car boot is not usually enough. I think in America they call it trunk. The car trunk is not usually enough, so people will stack whatever they are carrying, stack it on top of the car. By the way, for those who maybe live in the UK or some other places, you see the electric wires, the poles on the side, that is normal. So I know that in some other places maybe they have all these wires underground, but having them out like this as you see it now is a normal thing in Nigeria. So don't be shocked when you see them. I just thought, let me talk you through some observations on a typical Nigerian road. In this case, it's an expressway within Delta State. So that's the video for today. Thank you for watching. Feel free to check out some of our other videos on this channel, Everything a Car. And until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.